Guys, doing something a little bit different today. Not anything car related, but more skate related. So I don't know if you've seen my videos in the past, which I'm pretty sure I've done one before, but years back I started doing like hydro dipping, like with spray paint and stuff like that. So today my buddy actually got me a set of trucks for my board, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a hydro dip on them because they're just this raw metal color. So I'm going to, well actually first I'm going to take all of the like all these bushings out and everything to get them, not where I can get paint on the bushings themselves, so they'll get those out of the way, tape the kingpin off, and then like tape the axles up and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use Dip as a black Dip as a base. Then I'll probably do some, I don't think I'll need to add any more black, so I'll probably just do purple, white, and pink. The reason why is because this is a board that I'm gonna be throwing it on, so I think it'd be cool to kind of match that theme a little bit. I'm trying not to add like a super lot of the color, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out, so go ahead and do that. And yeah, it's gonna be a super loud board obviously, and then we got the Back to the Future grip on it. So I'm gonna do a separate video of me putting all that together. So for this video I'm just gonna be doing the hydro dip on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them stripped down and taped off. Got the base coat on, and if you are doing something small like this, a lot of times you can get away with using like a bucket. So I'm just gonna use this, and if you do this hydro dip, the paint will stick to like the outside of the bucket. So normally what I do is I'll get like some thicker tape like this, and I'll do like a line or two around the outside of the bucket, and then I'll fill the water up to that level. That way when you spray the spray paint, and like you have to like spread it out when you pull the part out that you're dipping, it'll just stick to the tape. That way it doesn't actually stick to the bucket, so you can like reuse it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that while the black is drying, and then hopefully I'll be able to get a good angle of me actually coloring it and everything. So that's where I'm at right now. Got that taped up so I make sure I don't get all the paint sticking to the bucket. This is pretty much flashed off now. Still a little wet in spots, so we'll give it a little bit longer to dry. But I think I'm gonna start by probably using the white, go to the purple and then the pink, and kind of just like add it all together and get it to where I think I like it. I still want some of the black to show through, so I'm not trying to go super heavy. But it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna turn out. But then after I do it, I'm gonna go ahead and clear, just use a rattle can clear over the top of it, and should look pretty good. So I'm pretty stoked to see it. Doing this, it's a good idea to get yourself some like vinyl gloves, which of course I don't have any at my house. So I have like a bunch of these that we use around here. So I'm just gonna use these so I don't have to spend 7 hours getting paint off my hands. So yeah, definitely recommend getting some gloves. Alright, just bear with me. I'm trying to do this with both hands when I could be using two. So let's start out with white here. Completely missed the angle on that one. There we go. Hopefully I'm not too rusty to where this still works pretty well. some more white here. Alright, I'm just gonna go for it. We'll start with one of these smaller ones first just to see how it goes. Let's see. That's the front, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go for it. So with this being what's gonna be seen most, you'll try and kind of go in like this, and I'll probably tilt it like that as I go in. So try and get some of all of the colors in here. Ooh, I think that turned out pretty good. So then, this is kind of the tricky part with one hand, trying to get all the paint out of the way so you can pull it out and not get any more on. There we go. Wow, that looks freaking insane. So definitely a lot more color, I guess, than I thought, but honestly, I'm not gonna be too mad about it. It looks pretty cool. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and clear all that out, and what I'll do is, even that almost looks cool right there. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and restart. So get all this out of the way, and this is where the tape kind of comes into play. You just try and get this to stick to the tape on the outside, which it doesn't work perfectly, but you can get most of it out of the way. And then once you spray your other colors, it'll kind of clear the water a little bit. So, oh heck yeah, custom Hydrodipped gloves too. All right. Which I'm getting kind of crazy with this on such a small piece, but it's all right. Go a little bit more for the white and purple this time. Maybe right here. Yeah, this is a pretty cool method of doing things. I hope that I got all that in the shot. I'm like obviously concentrating on what I'm doing and then trying to keep the camera pointed where I need. So those turned out pretty sick. Go ahead and do this. I'll make this a separate clip at least. There's still a pretty good spot. I just added some white in this one. I'm just gonna go for this, and hopefully it turns out pretty good. Oh, see, that's the only bad thing. I freaking dipped it again on accident, and oh, that looks pretty freaking cool though. See, that chunk of pink right there wasn't supposed to be there, but that's sick. That's like exactly what I was going for right there. And it'll look pretty cool once I clear it. So this time I'll clear that out again and respray, because that's like, it's still cool, but it's just not as big of color as I want. And you know, you guys can do this with like anything. And I have like a bigger, I have a bigger tote that I can do stuff in as well, that I'll use for like, or that I've done on my car trim before, like my interior trim. So you can always, yeah, get bigger stuff done with a bigger tote and obviously more water. But this is just like for smaller stuff. Obviously, you can use it to get smaller stuff done. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little trick. So hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. It's pretty neat. It's been a while since I've done it, so it's like cool to revisit and get back to some of the stuff I originally used to do. One of the biggest reasons why I got back into doing this is there's a recent, like, pretty popular YouTuber. His name is Marco, and he's been doing this to like shoes and stuff like that, so it's been making me want to come back and try it again. So heck yeah. Which obviously these are skateboard trucks. They're gonna get like scratched and stuff like that, but it's a lot cooler than just raw silver. So that turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. So then once you're done, this is kind of what I was doing in between colors. And you can just bunch it up and it gets kind of stringy. Well, like obviously it kind of just sticks to your gloves, but this is kind of how you go about cleaning it if you're trying to reuse a bucket, and just trying to get all the stringy stuff off, or at least make it stick to the tape to where it's not like a whole bunch of color. So yeah, obviously it's mostly on the gloves. So now I should be able to just pour the water out and take the tape off, and it should be good to go. So if you don't have access to an air compressor, you'll probably want to let these sit out in the sun if you're lucky enough to be able to do that. If not, you'll probably have to let them dry overnight or whatever you're doing. So I just took an air nozzle or like a blow nozzle and kind of dried these out a little bit. That way I can just go ahead and clear them as they are. And I mean, they don't have to be perfect. Obviously you can apply paint while it's wet, so it's not like it's a huge deal, but I just did that to speed up the process and allow my clear to stick a little better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clear those, which you guys don't need to see that, and I'll just show you what they look like all put back together and assembled. Pretty good little transformation there. Not bad for not doing it in a couple years as well. So pretty stoked for sure how they came out. I know I talked a lot. I always talk a lot. I think you guys probably know that by now. But like I always say, I like to show the details. So yeah, I hope you like that. Stick around for the next video. I'll be assembling the board as one. Show gripping it and everything like that, and you'll see what they look like on the board. So again, sorry for talking so much, but if you stick around, I appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next one.